Hello, everyone. I am Jenny Jewell, a retired emergency dispatcher. Welcome to Call Autopsy, where we listen to a 911 call and break it down. This one we're going to do a little differently. It's a very long call that's just really hard to listen to. If you're a sensitive human being, please skip this call. Again, we were going from cute and fun to progressively more intense. So there's some earlier calls that might be a bit more fun for you. This one is about a woman in the Fort Smith, Arkansas area who died of drowning in her car while she was on the phone with the the call receiver. So I don't have to listen to 40 minutes of call, or 20 more minutes that I need to. What we're going to do, instead of listening to the short call ahead of time and then breaking it down, since this is about 20 minutes long, we're going to actually break it down as we listen to it, as I can find things to point out that came to my mind as I was listening to it the first time. But wow. So I want to share with you a little bit more information about this call before you listen to it, just so you can be ready for it. I am not going to mention the dispatcher's name because, again, it's not important for what we're doing here. If you want to, it's very public. You can find it. What we're doing is we're just listening to this as an educational opportunity. And what happened is this call receiver, possibly also dispatcher, put in their notice. They were quitting. When this call came in, it was a call that came in on their last day, and this is nicknamed last day or last call syndrome. Under the table, of course. Nobody ever actually calls it that, but for us little weirdos who have been a little privy. But yeah, so this can happen. So if somebody, it's notorious. So just say you've gone I've managed to do my entire career and not get the baby not breathing call, but the baby not breathing call came in during the shift that I was on, by the way. Letting you know, my last day, baby not breathing came in, but I didn't get it. Nah, 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 nah. So I managed to go my whole time without it. Now, it's very rare. Everybody gets the baby not breathing call. It just happens. So I don't want to neener foo-foo too much about, the joy that I have about avoiding that. But I also avoided a call like this. But if I had a call like this, it would have definitely gone differently. When you put in your notice at a dispatch center, that does not mean that your job is over. In fact, it means you should finish stronger than you ever finished in your life. It means step up your game until the very last minute that you're gone, because that's going to be when the crazy crap happens, when the bad things happen, even within minutes of the last hour of your shift. Other call receivers and dispatchers out there, sure it's happened to you too. But, or like you get that call. It's like you got 4 minutes until you can actually log out of your computer, and then the hour-long nonsense comes in. That's as a dispatcher, though. So it's like a major scene comes in, and then you have to do the pass down for that. So you're there a while. Or if you're on a call, and then you got to stay till the call is done. It's always that time that it's like close to the end of a shift or a shift change that stuff happens normally. It's the same thing as after 2 a.m. But since now I've given you enough lead up that you can change your mind to listen to this call or not, let's go ahead and listen to it. And again, I'm going to break it down as we listen to it. So let's go ahead and get this going.
Alan, where's your emergency?
Okay, so that's their answer up. So what is your emergency? So now we're going to find out what's going on.
It's a severe emergency. I'm in a flooding. My car veered off the road while I was doing my newspapers, and I'm flooded over here on the end of Kincaid, and it's all the way up to my windows, and I can't get out, and I'm scared to death, ma'am.
Okay, so we have a where and a what. So they're trapped in their car in floodwater near a road called Kincaid, or near an area called Kincaid. So that's great, right?
Please help me really bad.
I need you to calm down. I need you to tell me where you are.
She just did. She oh my God. Again, I'm soapboxing again. Guys, I'm sorry. I try. But now that I can actually relax and have feelings and thoughts about calls, the ears flood in. because you put it in a little box and don't, you can't think about it. Not and stay mentally healthy. You can't take the calls with you when you leave. You can't talk about them when you leave. You can't spend any more time with them when you leave. And that's survival, but also legally what you're supposed to do. But for survival reasons, emotionally, mentally, absolutely disconnect yourself from any of the information in all of the calls. I'm really good at forgetting phone numbers right now. After about 1 minute. So, which is just enough time to actually get it in a call. So I can like memorize something briefly and hold on to it for a few minutes, but then it's gone. And that's trained into me right now. So, because it's like you can't keep that information. It's not your information. None of it's your business. However, we are 18 seconds in. We have a where what. And I know it's a general where, but we have a where. So keep in mind we have the general area at 18 seconds in a 21-minute call. Now you know why I'm doing it this way.
I don't know, ma'am. I'm on the end of Kincaid down here by these apartments. There's some apartments on Kincaid. I don't know what they're called.
What color is your
Park
vehicle?
Avenue. On the other side of Kincaid, at the very end of Kincaid Street, there's some apartments. And
Right. Do you have a dark blue car is what I'm asking you? What color is your vehicle?
Yeah, dark. It's gray SUV laying in the window.
Okay, so gray, aka silver. So you would put in gray/silver, which is not blue, right? So we have a description of the vehicle. We have more additional details on the location. We are now 41 seconds in. Technically, dispatchable right now at almost 45 seconds, which is totally normal. It's like I know that you're supposed to shoot for 30, 35, but 40, 45 seconds, perfectly acceptable, and we have enough information to dispatch.
The water's all the way up to my windows.
Okay, hold on for me.
Okay, so water all the way up to the windows, right? That's a lot of water. That's a heck of a lot of water. If that water breaches the vehicle, she's in trouble, period. And that's when you want water rescue, which is who is out and about, by the way. I'll explain more later. There were several calls in the very same area. And that's why, like I mentioned in another call, never assume any information at all. Get the information in and put it out. If it's a duplicate, let the responders figure that out. Because I've actually had a call that, again, working for the State Patrol, I had a call that was a duplicate of another call. But they were two separate scenes. So there was exact same vehicle descriptions, the exact same accident description on the same highway. But they were two separate accidents. Never assume that it's the same thing. Don't ever dismiss it because indeed they were two. So yes, putting out the call as appropriate is what you need to do. And if it's a duplicate, let them figure it out. You can cancel it out if they say it's a duplicate. Do not trust your judgment in this stuff because it's not your job. Thoughts and opinions are not your job. Getting the information and getting the help out there, that's your freaking job. That's it. Get the information, put it in the call, send it out. It's a really straightforward job. It's just challenging emotionally, mentally, and physically because there's an endurance factor here. All right, off the soapbox, let's listen to more.
I'll hang up.
And it's coming in my windows. I mean, I'm floating in water right now, ma'am.
And you're at close to the area of 5801 Kincaid?
Yes, ma'am. I need help right now. I'm soaking wet. I'm sick, and I don't know what to do, ma'am.
Okay, so we're at 1 minute. And now we actually have patient information that was just shared with us, right? She's not feeling well. That is a very big sign that the oxygen is going down. So that and shock is setting in. And hypothermia. So she's got like lots of crap going on. She is a patient and a really big, concern at this point. It does not go well.
Okay, what's your name?
Debbie Stevens, please help me. I don't want to die.
You're not going to die. Hold on.
Okay, so now we have a who. And then we were just given a disregard comment by the call receiver. At this point, if there was a supervisor on duty and they were using their split ear, they would have responded on this one. They would have probably helped a little bit. It's not unknown to have last day syndrome where things go wrong or where people just check out. When that stuff is happening, a supervisor is a really good idea to be nearby. It doesn't seem that that was the case, though. So I don't know what her position was or what the staffing was at the time. But that disregard, think about it this way. If you were in the process of not living anymore and you were hearing this, and these are the last things that you hear before you're gone, keep that in mind. So if you want to do this for a living, keep that in the back of your mind. Is this what you want their last words to hear be? That it's going to be all right? It's not. You can't give them that expectation. You just let them know, I want to help you. I need this information. Let's clarify and get it out. And by now, at a minute, this should be dispatched, right? So there should be help on the way. What happened is that when they did get help on the way, and I'm sharing the little behind the scenes because I did some research on this one. Because again, I don't normally care beyond the call, right? But this one, it kind of stuck out in my mind. So the rescue team was actually assisting a different vehicle from a different call. That's why she was asking the color of the vehicle. So there was already a call in the queue, and that's why I was talking about the duplicate calls, of a blue SUV, a blue vehicle that was in the very similar area. That vehicle got rescued. Yeah, this is a very uncomfortable call.
Well, I'm scared. I'm sorry.
Don't ever be sorry.
I couldn't see the water, and when I came up on it, man, it just all of a sudden hit me.
So the reason why she's actually feeling vulnerable right now, understandably. No need to apologize. If you are in an emergency situation, you do not need to ever apologize to a call receiver or even a call receiver dispatcher. Nobody that's in the profession for real, genuinely dedicated to it, is going to make any judgment call on you. I was okay with being yelled at and sworn at and all kinds of colorful names. That's not, I don't take any of it personally. It's people going through the worst time of their lives. And the main thing is get the information from them, get control of the call, get the information, get it out. So this is where I just cannot on this call. And so I know I kind of went off on the F-35 Lightning call a little bit, just because it was just obvious. You have the patient there, talk to the patient. That was a really botched thing, even though the guy was healthy and good. He was bruised up as hell, but he didn't die. This, however, again, still giving you some more warnings. This is a death in progress. This is an active call that goes on far too freaking long because some assumptions were made on their very last day of working as a call receiver. And there's no excuse for this at all.
And you're in a gray van?
I'm in a gray SUV, a Mazda CX-9.
Okay, so she added more additional details, right? So ideally, she should be building a new call. What I suspect is happening, which again, I could be completely wrong, is that she's adding the detail to a previous call. I hope that wasn't the case. It's kind of what it sounds like to me. Instead of building a brand new call with a brand new location, assumptions were made. Very possibly assumptions were made here, but I don't know.
And you are a paper person?
Yes, I'm a paper person. Please send somebody fast to get me. I'm scared.
Okay, listen to me.
I can't
Calm
swim.
down
I
for
can't
me.
swim. I'm going to drown.
You're not going to drown. Just
Okay, again, unrealistic expectations. She is telling you she is drowning. The patient knows what's going on. You don't. You're not there. You physically are not there. You don't know. And yeah, she's dismissing it again. And telling someone to calm down when they're in the process of dying, not the best wording in any case. And we're now a minute 34 when we have enough to put it out. It doesn't matter what this person does for a living. I don't care what they do for a living. I don't care if they're the Pope. If they are in if the Pope mobile was, I'm sorry, dark humor here, but yeah. So anyway, yeah, it doesn't matter who it is. You got to get the information, send it out. Um, if they were in the Pope Mobile, they would have been floating a little longer. Anyway, yeah, sad stuff. I had to finish the Pope Mobile thing. Sorry about that, but yeah, I'm taking a mental break here for myself because I can. But this is a hard call, and we have 20 more minutes left of this call. I think it's gonna be one of the longer ones we're gonna process here. But because we're doing this with in real time, I'm kind of taking the breaks I need.
Calm down.
Well, ma'am, it's all the way up to my chest.
Okay,
Please
listen to me.
hurry.
Okay, so internal water in the car is up to her chest, which means limited air.
Understand. Hold on for me. Just
I'm
hang up,
scared.
okay?
I'm sorry.
I understand. It's fine to be scared. You have a right to be scared.
I'm
Hold on for me.
scared.
Did you go off the road into a ditch?
No, ma'am. I was in the parking lot of the apartments cutting through to go to my paper route because I couldn't go down 66th Street because it was flooded. And when I got to the end, I couldn't see the water in that driveway, and there was water everywhere. And it just took me away and started pulling me. Just that second.
Yeah, see, that's why, guys, really, really recommend don't ever. She did it accidentally, but don't purposely think you can drive through floodwater. There's a current. It'll sweep you. It'll drag you. It'll do all kinds of bad stuff.
And then my car died. How long is it going to be, man? My phone's going to die, and I can't charge it. It's going to get wet. It's all the way up. It's all the way up to my neck almost.
Oh my God. Okay. So yeah. So we're 2 minutes in, right? A dispatch would have been out. They would have had someone assigned already, and then have some kind of an idea as to who they have sending out, right? And if they have different teams in the area, then they got to figure that out. Flood calls usually aren't this difficult. Flood rescue is usually a bit more straightforward than this. Really, really sad.
Hello?
I'm listening to you. So I said, hold on for me.
Oh, God, please help me. Lord, please help me. I don't want to die.
Miss Debbie, I need you to calm down and hold on, okay?
Oh, I'm
Okay, and again, and there's a lot of me that is pleased that they have decided that this is not for them. I'm not pro quitting, but if you find out that what you're doing is not for you, definitely don't do it. But keep your game because again, last day, that's when the weird ass crap is going to happen. Pardon my language, but yeah, the worst calls are going to come in when you are on the last part of getting ready to leave. It is just common as hell. So.
scared, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm scared. I need the cops to come get me. I need somebody to help me. I'm
Are
scared.
you the only one in the vehicle?
Yes, I'm the only one in the vehicle with all my papers floating around me.
Okay, listen to me. Make sure
Yes,
you're in the
ma'am.
area of 5801 Kincaid.
I don't know where 5801 Kincaid is. I don't know. I just know there's two sets of apartments
No, I
over
know,
there.
but she's not sure. Listen to me.
I don't-
Listen.
Oh, okay, so right now, what it sounds like is they have the other team that was responding to the blue vehicle, the dark blue vehicle. Because again, I researched this a bit. So the team that was responding to the dark blue vehicle that was told about the silver gray SUV is searching in the area now, and they're asking for more information. So that's why she's trying to get more information because it's going to be a UTL if not.
To me. If you're doing the paper, you got to know at least a little bit of where you are.
I can do this paper route over here, ma'am. I was cutting through to go to my paper route because I couldn't get down
So
66th
tell me what
Street.
you see then. What do you see?
There's some apartment because all I see.
Yeah, she's already told you. She's given you enough that if you were to go and try to find a general location, chances are they would be able to help at least try to locate where they are. That is enough information. And we are 3 minutes in. Somebody's been assigned to the area at this point. And this is going to be an endurance for me.
Some apartment apartments. I don't know the names of any of these apartments over here.
And it doesn't
What
freaking
does
matter,
the
really.
apartment complex look like?
I can't see them, but man, there's two separate apartment complexes, one on the right and one on the left. And I'm in the back side of them back here in a bunch of grass. Looks like a bunch of trees.
Okay, I'm going to send somebody out there to you, okay?
Okay, so now she says she's going to send somebody out, right? We're 3 minutes 38 in, and I don't think that they've, nailed down as much of the location as they think they may have. So, but in this case, we can't be specific, right? It's a real general area. But she gave enough. I mean, between and behind two apartment buildings, right and around that area of the road that she described, you would be able to go. Now Google's available, but back then, when back in the day, we had to look it up on maps. So, which can change. And the other thing is addresses with like new buildings and things. Like, just say there's a new development, that's not usually in the system yet. So, letting you know ahead of time that if you have an emergency call and you're in an area that's a brand new area with brand new homes, reach out to your local dispatch, your local fire and police, and make sure that your E911 address is updated, because they're not going to be able to find you if it's not. And that is something that normally the people that build these houses are supposed to do, but it doesn't happen as quickly as you'd like. So, if you're in a new development, feel free to reach out, make sure you're registered. But let's go ahead and do this here. More call, unfortunately. If you have that deep feeling of dread, that's what I'm going through. So that means you're human, and welcome to the human race. Let's keep going here.
What? It's always getting up to me. I'm scared.
Okay, so here's my biggest rage on this. When you find out there's limited air, you need to calm them down so that they're not moving around, so they're not using up all of their oxygen. It gives them as much time as possible for the responding agency to come. I know she says she can't get out, but you could try to help her find ways to get out, right? Focus on helping the person stay calm. See if there's something they could do, like to break a window, or, if not, just still keep them calm. Keep up, getting the updates, update the call. Make sure it is its own call, because this can't be partnered with any other flood call, regardless of what SOP says. If their SOP is lump everything together, then they might want to revisit the SOP. So I don't think that's the case here, though.
How long is it going to take?
I don't have an officer available, so it's going to take a minute. So I'm going to try to get somebody out there to you. Just hold on, okay?
I don't have an officer available. She's in the car, running out of oxygen. You don't have an officer available. Did you need to tell the patient that? Or should you have maybe, I'm sorry, I'm not a trainer and I'm not a supervisor. I am retired, so I can have opinions. So, but I did start the sentence out wrong. I started out confrontational. In this situation, there's a lot of things that could have gone better. Obviously. We're at 3 minutes 53 in the call. They just told the person who's in an emergency situation that there's, when are they going to be here? So they are under the impression, just as everybody should be, that the call was built in 35 or 45 and sent out in 1, and that about almost 4 minutes there should be some kind of a response. That is normally how life works with emergency dispatching. That is the normal. But we're at 3 minutes 53 and she doesn't have anyone to respond, right? I don't care if you have anybody to respond. Put it out there. See if anybody answers up. They might be in the same area that this call is. And if nobody answers up, as a dispatcher, not necessarily the call receiver should have put it up to the dispatcher. If it is a separate seat, then build the call, get it to the dispatcher, keep them updated, right? then your job is just to make sure that you can, keep the patient alive until they get a response. If this is police only, then they didn't reach out to multi agencies because they didn't get the call built. And so the dispatcher did not get mutual. If this is fire, then they've responded and answered the phone a little, they're answering the information a little weird, saying there's no officer available. They're not looking for an officer, they're looking for fire and rescue. So if you're not fire and rescue and you're holding on to this call, you're doing another problem. If they're a combined agency, which again, I don't know if this agency is combined. If it is, then, be more specific with the dispatcher. This is so frustrating. But yeah, it's definitely a hard listen. Definitely worth going through as an educational opportunity so that you can know what can happen with last day syndrome with people. And this does happen. It's unfortunate. It's rare, but it happens. And when it does happen, this is what you get. And never anything good.
I'm gonna die. It's all the way up to my windows. I'm gonna die.
You're not
I
gonna
can't
die.
die. Oh my god. I need to go and tell my mommy bye because I don't want to die.
Cancel this all vehicle.
So a little bit of an insight, EMS or, medic people who are out in the field can tell you if you're hearing last declaration stuff, it's bad because they're giving last directive life information, things like I wish I could talk to my mom and I don't want to die. They know what's going on. They're going through their last declarations right now because they feel that it's going to be the end. And when a patient feels like it's going to be the end, they've kind of hung up the hat on fighting. We have the opposite thing with some other calls. I'm not gonna pull one of them up in this call, but we may do it later. Is that some people can have horrible accidents or horrible drowning accidents or like near drowning and still make it through. But what's happening here is their will is starting to like go into the pure panic right now. And that's not a good place to be. It's using up the oxygen. It's not centering them so that they can be in a good position to maintain and hold on to their life as long as possible. With the right coaching, people can hold on a very long time with the right coaching, like with the right call receiver coaching. They can stay with you. They can be present with you until rescue is there. That happens. And it's great when that happens. Keep them present with you. Don't discount their feelings. Don't brush them off. This is absolutely a horrifying call. Again, if you're disturbed, you're human. Let's go.
Ma'am, it's all the way up to me. Ma'am.
Listen to me, Miss Debbie. Just stay on the phone with me. I'm going to get somebody out there to you. Just hold on and don't hang
My
up.
phone's going to die, ma'am, because it's going to run my phone because my phone's going to get wet.
Hold on for me.
I'm going to get out and swim. If I could, I would. But I don't know how to swim, baby. I'm scared.
Okay, so this would be a great opportunity to help her stay present. We are 4 minutes 30 in. Help her stay present. See if there's a way she can, even if she busts her hand, if she could break that window and get air, we're in a better spot, right? Broken bones can heal. Life doesn't come back. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's a good opportunity. They've mustered their energy where it's like, I want to get out of the car. So this is a great opportunity to use that energy, whatever energy they still have left, to help them with that mission, right? Because right now we don't know where rescue is. We don't know fire rescue, where their location is, how far out, things like that. She says she didn't have anybody. I don't really know. If you say officer, I don't know what you're talking about. If you're saying officer and you're police, this call should have been over a long time ago. Anyway.
And there's people over there watching me, and they're probably laughing, and they're over there looking at me.
People are looking at you and they're not going to help you.
Two sets of cars over there, and they're just all looking at me like I'm stupid. I couldn't help.
Okay, so this is another opportunity. We are almost 5 minutes in, and apparently there are people observing what's going on. I don't think they see her in the car. And if she thinks that they're mocking her, this mentality was kind of, this is, if she could, oh gosh, it's so hard in hindsight to figure out how I would have handled this part, but if there are bystanders, somebody's there. They don't know she's in the car though. So maybe helping her find a way to tell them that she's in the car. But the electrical part of the car is dead now because it's that deep. So flashing lights and things like, even if you were to flash your dome light, that's not going to help because it won't work. It's wet. So.
But I love it. They just started pulling me down the road.
Okay, hold on for me.
I got my lights on in my car. That's the only thing you can see.
Okay, so she does have her lights on. I forgot about that part. That's good. And if we have bystanders that just kind of let her get pulled down this little instant river of flooding, if you are a witness and you didn't call this in, I have other opinions that I won't be sharing. If you see stuff like this happen, be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. Just putting that out there.
I just need help. It's getting bad. It's only past my steering wheel. I'm gonna drown.
Okay, almost past the steering wheel is pretty freaking high, right? That's almost shoulder height or neck height, if depending on how tall they are. So right now we still have somebody panicking, burning up all of their oxygen, probably starting to go into shock with nausea. And here we go.
Please help me. Please help me. How long is it going to be? Please,
Listen to me. I need you to calm down and hold on, okay?
All right, that's not how you calm anybody down. Again, so we did, we had a little exercise of listening to some traffic. I put up some samples of dispatch traffic. And also I put up an example of the difference between like a police call receiver dispatcher and EMS. Totally different mentalities. So the way that she's being really does make me feel that it is, that she's holding on to it for absolutely no reason, that she's a police call receiver, or at least mentally a police call receiver. And, yeah. I don't swear, by the way, at least not a lot. But there are so many words that I would use if I did. But let's go ahead and play some more. We're 5 minutes into a 20-some-odd minute call.
I understand that you're scared, but there's nothing I can do sitting in a chair, so you're going to have to hold on.
You're fired. Okay, so with this, her last day syndrome that's going on here, yeah, she's already quit. So she's just doing her last, hurrah or whatever. With that answer, she would have been fired anyway. You don't talk to people on the phone like that. That's, one, they're in an emergent situation. You're being extra aggressive about it. And I don't think they're with rescue. I don't think they're with EMS or rescue. And I just know that, this was the last day. They did not get disciplined. Letting you know that part too. So if you're wondering how the outcome came for the dispatcher, call receiver person, of course, they had already resigned. They were under a review, and there was no charges brought. So they were doing their best under the situation according to what the report said. So, I'm not privy to that report.
And I'm going to send you somebody, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to send you someone, right? I'm letting this play live.
Hello?
Hold on, I'm still here. Hold on.
You're not letting them know that you're still here.
Ma'am, please hurry.
Listen to me. I understand. Hold on.
No, you don't.
Ma'am, they're going to let me die.
I'm not going to let you die. Watch me on the phone.
Ma'am, I don't want to die. I'm so sorry, but I don't want to die.
Don't apologize,
today.
ma'am.
You're not gonna die.
My
today.
SUV is ruined.
All right, so she's actually being pulled down the current. So that's what's happening. So she's technically floating down a current right now into a deeper area. So yeah, her panic is palpable.
Oh my gosh. Somebody help me. My brand new SUV is ruined.
Hold on for me, ma'am.
I'm holding on, ma'am. That's all I can do. I'm scared. Because it's getting higher and higher.
So absolutely no reassurance here. And we are 6 minutes 28 into the 20-minute call. Please take a breath. Get into your Zen place. Mentally start raking sand because we're not over yet. If you think that the panic is big, now it gets worse. And again, I'm not sensationalizing. I am just pointing out how bad this call really is. If you're a professional in this field, even if you put in your last, your notice that you're going to be leaving, and even if this is your last day and your very last call of your entire career, make it your best call. Go out with a call that would be raised up for trainers to show everybody for years to come. Make a beautiful call. Not this piece of garbage here.
And my phone's going to die, and y'all ain't going to find me. I'm going to get sucked away.
Okay, just hold on for me.
And I can't swim. I can't swim at all.
Okay, so that would have been something that would have been helpful 6 minutes ago, right? Of course, you don't really swim in a car, but...
It's going to be in the area, 5801 Kincaid Avenue. I'm on the phone with this female.
Okay, so call receiver dispatcher, and let's listen to it in the splitter background.
She's stuck in a van. She's on a paper route.
I'm in an SUV.
And she's got water up to her chest. What color?
All right, so we are now 7 minutes in. And again, since she is obviously the dispatcher at this point. So, I mean, I heard dispatcher in the background when I first listened to it. I think maybe I was just too mad. But yeah, so she's radioing this out at 7 minutes. This needed to be radioed out at 6 minutes ago. And then I don't, again, if she's radioing out and this is a police officer, it's the wrong jurisdiction.
Sounds like it. Oh, please help me.
Ladder 1, be advised, it'll be a gray SUV.
And I've got my lights on inside. You can see me.
Okay, so this lifeline of hope, because she's overhearing the dispatcher, which is her call receiver, with this. You can hear the glimmer of hope. This should have happened, again, a long time ago.
Ma'am?
I hear you.
Did you tell them I got my lights on inside where they can see me?
Yeah.
Can you tell me how long it's going to be, ma'am? It's getting higher, ma'am.
Ma'am, I understand that you're scared and I know the water level is getting high, but I don't know what else to tell you.
I don't know what else to tell you. Okay, this is, the first time I listened to it, because again, that might have been why I was not remembering about some of that dispatching, because it's just the rage kicks in and I go red. Now I can. Like I said, thoughts and feelings. Passionate people can do this job, but you leave the passion and opinions out the door. But you can have them when you get home and when you retire, but not when you're working. So my thoughts on this, I'm doing, I'm doing everything I can to help you. That would have been a better response. Not, I don't know what else to tell you, right? Anyway, call took way too freaking long.
And I'm gonna die.
You're
Yep.
not gonna die. You're gonna die.
Yep. And you know what? Patient knows.
I'm scared.
The patient, yes, and she's panicking. So the patient's panicking, using up their oxygen. They're more aware of the situation than you are. Anytime that you're in a situation where you're talking to the patient, make sure that you get them as sound and leveled out as you can to get the right information from them and help them conserve air.
I know you're scared. Just stay on the phone with me, okay?
I'm scared.
Well, yeah.
Somebody save me.
Am I not on the phone with you trying to get you some help?
Yes, but
Okay,
I
so stop.
Oh my God, again. So this is really not reassuring. It also, again, makes me think that this person is a police dispatcher, not an emergency for like EMS or fire. But if they are, they were in the wrong field. They needed to be in PD or what have you.
Try to get me out before I die. I'm sorry.
You're not gonna die. I don't know why you're freaking out. It's okay. I know the water level is high.
I don't know why you're freaking out. Okay. And you know what? I am pretty sure that at some point the dispatcher who handled this is going to probably hear this. If you are listening, I appreciate your work in the field, but I do not appreciate this call. I'm 100% certain that once this was subpoenaed that you had a lot of things to answer to, because they will pull a call. This call was obviously pulled for review. And yeah, they didn't find any wrongdoing, but there is a serious lack of professionalism with this, right? And if they were PD, which again, you know, in the stuff I was reading, I couldn't discern if they were a combined department or not. If they're a combined department, okay, holding on to it's the right thing. But if you're police and you're not reaching out to fire and rescue, you've already failed this patient.
I understand that, but you freaking out doing nothing but losing your oxygen up in there. So just calm down.
But are they not going to come get me?
Okay, and you don't tell them that.
When are they going to be here?
As soon as they get there.
Yeah, they'll get there when they get there.
Going to be before I die.
Yeah, I know.
No, you don't.
Man, my phone's going to die, and they're not going to find me, and it's going to ruin my brand new phone.
Do you really care about your brand new phone? I mean, you're over there crying for your life. Who cares about your phone?
I need to get out. I need to throw up.
Yep. So she's getting hypoxia. So she's going into shock, suffering hypothermia, hypoxia, and this is bad. So that nausea is like multifold, right? Hypoxia will make you nauseous, which means the lower level of oxygen, but you don't tell them that they're running out of oxygen. That's not the best way to keep them from panicking. Two, if they could be going through hypothermia, but if there's hypothermia, then they usually tend to start to sound like they're drunk. At least in my experience, they've sounded really, really drunk while starting to shut down in hypothermia. But she's so panicked. I don't know. And I don't know what the water temperature is. But you know what? You can have hypothermia in 60 degree water. You can die. So that's, you know, up here, it's where I'm at. It's like 50 degree water all the time. Summer, winter, spring, summer, fall. However, with this, she is definitely having a medical issue. If there is not fire and rescue, it might be a little late to order them. You know, it might be a little late to go mutual. If she's PD and she hasn't already gone mutual with fire and rescue, if she is not a combined department, this is going to be one of the worst calls you're going to hear.
Right now.
Well, then you're in water. You can throw up. It's not going to matter. If you got throw up on yourself, they'll still help you.
No, it won't. Okay. So this is like if you have your last day at a job and you have blood, sweat, and tears. You've bled in the trenches with your cohorts because it is a very tight family group with emergency dispatching and call receiving. there's things that you guys go through and that I've went through as a group, right? That only people who have gone through it can relate to. But this is not cool. This is not ever cool to say this to a person in an emergency.
No, my car is fixing to catch on fire.
How if it's underwater?
It's turned on. I can't turn it off.
Your car's not going to catch fire in water.
Oh.
Okay, so the patient knows what's going on. If she says the car is going to probably catch fire, it might be. It might catch fire. And yes, fire can happen in water. I don't care what don't care what she says. I have taken calls of things in water on fire. So yeah, it can happen. It's weird, but it can happen. In fact, it can happen and actually have a fire on top of the water, which makes it, floating on the water, like with fuel. It makes it harder to get out. It makes it harder to survive because the fire burns your oxygen out.
It's making awful funny noise and smoking. Oh my God, ma'am, it's all the way up past my door.
Just stay on the phone with me. I'm going to get somebody there to you. They should be there because I'm sending the fire out to you to help you out.
Setting fire too. All right. So again, the first time I listened to this, I was so mad. So that's why it's kind of good. We're sorting through this a little bit at a time in tiny little bites because have you ever had something that makes you so mad that you just kind of walk up and down the hallway when you're like in the kitchen getting your coffee and you just say all kinds of things under your breath and it just goes on for like 20 minutes? Yeah. That was my 20 minutes while listening to this call. Again, none of it's funny. Absolutely none of this is funny. Yeah, it's just... So if, again, combined, I would have gone fire rescue first because there's no sea management. There's just water rescue management. So it would be something that you would want, if you are fire and rescue, you're going to want to find out where are the water rescue units out, because if there's flooding, they're out there already. And then in the meantime, while that team is told that there's another incident, then you would want to find anybody that's close by. Anybody, police, fire, medical. If there's like somebody on shift that's on their lunch, maybe if they're close by. You shouldn't really step on people's lunchtime. But if you are really having something that you need to, like if they say I'm out so-and-so at break, right? You can ask them, you can status them and just see if their break is done or how close they are to break. And maybe they didn't tell you they were clear. That happens a lot. So, status your people, see where they're at. Get somebody close by to locate this vehicle, because what's going to happen is it's being pulled, right? It's being pulled in the current, so things get progressively worse. So all of that time that we needed in the very beginning to just get the teams out to get them out there to help was 8 minutes ago.
Can I put you on hold? I need to call my mother-in-law so she knows I'm okay.
Okay, well, you're not okay, so you can call your mother-in-law when you're actually out of the vehicle. So
No, wait a minute. Okay. So this is more like dying declaration stuff. So this is they know something's happening. They know that they're not doing well. Okay? People know. The patient will know if things are, going bad. So you have to ask them. Calm them down. Get their symptoms. Try and help them stay with you until help gets there, right? Keep them present in the call. Anyway.
you cannot call her right now.
Okay. I'm sorry. Can you pray? Will you pray with me?
We're going to give a moment here. No comments, just a moment. Okay.
In her vehicle.
Hello?
I'm here. I can still hear everything you're saying to me.
Will you pray with me, please?
You go ahead and start off the prayer, and I'll listen to you. I sure will.
Dear Lord, please just help me. Get me out of this water safely, dear Father. One of us has to have a new peace, Father. Just be with me and protect me and help me, dear Father, please. Dear Father, help me. My vehicle's ruined.
Yeah, and it's the weirdest things go through your mind when this stuff happens. So, a little bit of a personal story. So, somebody that was a very good friend of mine that we've had, way back years ago, because, people learn and grow and they become different people and move on. But I had a friend that had a really bad motorcycle accident. So, they were driving their Kawasaki Ninja and they hit some gravel and they slid into a pole and it split their helmet, right in half. Saved their life, but split, they had road rash, went all the way down to the bone, even though they were wearing gear. So we always wear gear and a helmet, and the helmet got split. So the equipment did everything it was supposed to do, but with the head injury, their only concern was about their bike and their helmet, even though they were very, very much in trauma. So that happens. Yeah, luckily I didn't take that call. If you get a call and it's somebody that you can ask a supervisor to take the call. You get out of your seat, let them take the call, let them do it. But the other thing is SOPs are different everywhere, so I don't know. I can't speak for this agency, but I know that for the places I've worked, the policy is you don't handle calls from people you know. And if you get a call from somebody that's your house or someone that's personal to you, you need to hand it off to the supervisor. That's normally what the SOP was where I worked.
Yeah, but it's better that your vehicle is ruined than you being swept away and nobody knows where you are. So just stay on the phone with me, okay?
Swept away because my mom
No, you're not.
Yes, she is. Okay, so the patient is telling the call receiver dispatcher that they are being swept away. So they know what's happening. They can see, they're physically there. So yeah, it's being pulled in the current.
You have nowhere to be swept away to besides the street that you're on. So just calm down, okay?
Well, I'm at the end of a street, but man,
Right, I'm looking at it right now, and at the end of the street is some bushes, so you'll be just fine.
Man, it's getting all the way up to my chest, and
I know the water's up to your chest. Just stay on the phone with
That is very limited air.
me, and I have an officer and the fire department coming out to you. So just hold on, okay?
Thank you. I'm sorry if I'm rude, but
Never feel the need to apologize. And if you feel the need to yell at the dispatcher call receiver, if that's where you're at, if that's what you need to do to stay present and alive, absolutely rage if you need to. It's not a good idea because it'll burn up your oxygen too. But it keeps your blood pumping. It keeps you active, right? It keeps that fight going. If they start to drip into shock, that's a very bad thing, or hypothermia, which I can hear a little bit here.
You're not being rude. I know you're scared. Just calm down for me.
I'm scared. I've never had anything like this happen to me before.
Yep, see, worst day ever. So when you take a call, chances are it's the worst day that they've ever had. And if they swear at you, if they yell at you, if they call your names, it's not you. Your job is to comfort them and get them care and help and get the right help to the right place in a timely way. And we have a whole lot of that not happening here. So this usually would go civil at this point. So if the family has pulled this call as evidence in a civil suit, I would not be surprised at this point. So
This will teach you next time. Don't drive in the water.
Okay, it'll teach you next time not to drive in the water. Do you think that is like the most sensitive thing to say to a person who is running out of oxygen, trapped in a car, dying? No. How about, what is your mother's number? I'll put it in the call. Let's get the information out there. What is your mother's name? What's their number if we need to contact them? Help them stay present. Even if that information goes just to helping identify the body, which is cold. I know that sounds kind of base, but even if it's just for victim identification, getting that is helpful. Because right now we don't really have a whole lot. We have the location, we have the what, we have the who, and we have additional details, but we didn't even get anybody out, and at least until 2 minutes ago. And it should have been like 10 minutes ago. Anyway.
I'm sorry, or I wouldn't have.
I don't see how you didn't see it. You had to go right over it, so.
Okay, and now she's making it worse. So she is harassing the victim at this point. So if this, like I said, if this goes civil, it goes civil. And if you are the dispatcher listening to this, be aware this can go civil with their family. You may be in court with this.
No, ma'am, I was in the drive. I was in a parking lot. There was no water where I was at.
Okay.
And when I got to the end of the parking lot, I was looking for the road to get out into the main road. When I got to the main road, it was too late. There was water, and I couldn't see it.
Yeah, she doesn't even need to defend herself. She already explained all of that in the first minute of the call. And if she's backed in a corner to defend herself, yeah.
The water just didn't appear.
I didn't see it fast enough. My headlight went out, and I couldn't see it.
Okay.
Okay, she's like literally like berating the victim as she's dying, and not cool. Not cool at all.
It's okay. We'll get you help and get you out of there. Just hold on, okay?
Okay, ma'am. I appreciate it.
Okay, so we're 11 minutes 34 into the call. I will tell you normally if they had gotten, again, we're just time traveling, we're just speculating. If they had gotten the call built in 35 or 45 seconds, still acceptable, and get the dispatch out in a minute, and look for the nearest unit, if they had even done that, it would still take time. There is a flood going on, right? But if they had gone and followed the proper procedures and SOP, I mean, according to the investigation, they didn't do anything wrong. You can feel free to look up that report for their internal investigation. But, yeah, not really the best way to talk to a patient at all.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And you're not the only one that's been stuck in the water. We've had some 80-year-olds that's been stuck too. So.
Okay, so this is the other thing. All right, we are 11:49 in. This is another part where I had to pause it, walk around the room, and swear a lot. It's just rage. So it doesn't matter. This patient does not care what's happening with other people. And they shouldn't have to. And to tell them, oh, yeah, we'll get to you eventually. That type of an attitude. Oh, heck to the power of no. All right.
Calm down.
Scary.
And don't say calm down.
Because I can't swim.
All right, so telling someone to calm down, if you've ever told anybody in your entire life to calm down, you know how well that goes, right? So instead be like, I'm with you. I am with you here. I'm with you. I'm reaching out to our team, and we're looking for you. We want to find you. But right now, I need you to help yourself, too. And I'm going to help you help yourself. So let's go ahead and calm and breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. We want to make sure that you can help yourself when they get there. Because it's going to be a group effort. We're all going to work together on this. That type of thing. But none of that's present. None of it. None of those techniques are present here at all.
I think even though you can't swim, I think you can still stand up in this. How tall are you?
Okay. That. Oh, my. Doing this and pausing it as we go is the only way I'm going to be able to get through this with you. Yeah, just don't do that. Don't assume. Don't belittle. Don't berate. Don't make them feel. Don't take their power away. Make them feel empowered to help themselves. Don't make them feel less.
Taller, it's higher than me.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm only 5 foot tall.
Okay, well,
All right. So the patient knows. The dispatcher does not. The patient is at the scene. The dispatcher is not.
you're not 3 foot, so you'll be just fine.
Okay.
No, because the car floats, by the way. Cars float. I don't know if you know that. Cars will float and they will drift. And the water could be a whole heck of a lot deeper than they're at right now, because when that car starts to sink or gets pushed into an area that's deeper, yeah, which it does happen in this call.
Well, the cops take me to my house. I don't live very far.
Of course.
Ma'am.
10-4. They're pulling somebody else out the water, and as soon as they do, they'll come to you, so just stay right there, okay?
I'm not going nowhere, ma'am. I can't go nowhere.
Okay, so rescue is at a scene. And with that, if you know rescue is at a scene, if that's everybody that you have on and you're having like a major incident, status everybody. And again, not kidding. Status everybody you can status and find out who is in the area. Police are not trained for water rescue. There's a lot of things that I can and cannot share with you about that, but police departments are not trained for water rescue. It is a specialty team. It is a specialty rescue team. Very specific group of people to do water rescue, and that would all be fire department. So the quicker that they would have found like a rescue team, or even like, even a truck or a tower or whatever, yeah, anybody could have been helping locate.
I'm just praying. Will they take me home to my house, ma'am?
10-4.
Ma'am.
Okay, so now the patient's officially going down. We are 13 minutes into the call with 9 minutes left.
Oh my gosh, it's getting even higher.
Okay, just
Yep.
stay on the phone with me. I know that you're scared, that's why I'm not hanging up with you, okay? So just stay on the phone with
Pick
me.
me up. Will they take me back to my house, please?
I don't know what they'll do.
If not, I can walk to my house. I live on Newport Lane. I got animals in my house. I got to get home too, and I got to go get some more papers so somebody can take me to Throne.
Okay, so this is a lot of dying declaration stuff going on. First responders can testify that there's like a lot of things people say. The pattern's pretty familiar, because their mind will go to unfinished things. Their mind will go to family or pets. Like, when I'm gone, this is going to be a problem, right? Because you're already starting to mentally write yourself out of the equation. When she dropped into that deep sob, I think we're slipping into hypothermia here too.
They're not going to take you and do all that. They'll take you and drop you off.
I thought
They
you
have
couldn't
other
take me
people to
home.
rescue as well, so you'll
No,
just have
that's
to.
not what I said. They take me home, and my mother-in-law is going to come get me to throw the rest of my papers.
I don't know if they'll take you home. They're just going to take you to a dry spot. I don't know what they're going to do when they get there. You have to ask them, because I have no
Mother-in-law to
idea.
come get me. I'll call my mother-in-law to come get me.
So you're going to have her drive out in this?
No, she's out doing papers right now, and she's a
Okay.
district manager for the Southwest Times Record. She's already out throwing around. I called her before I called you, and she was out throwing around.
Okay, so that should go into the call.
She's out in there, yes.
Okay.
You know how much longer it's going to be, ma'am?
As soon as they get there, I cannot give you a time.
Oh, my God. What time is it now, ma'am?
So, I hate that I have to even explain this because it's pretty obvious. In an emergency dispatch call, 30 seconds is a long time. A minute is a long time. 2 minutes to 3 minutes is forever. If you get where you don't have your agencies or teams show up in about 4 minutes, the patient is like, it feels like an eternity. Right now, we're at 14 minutes, 30 seconds of using oxygen and being in cold water. And also the car is drifting, it's moving. So the huge window of opportunity in this rescue was just burned away with snarky comments and delay. And again, I know that you possibly will hear this, and I'm not going to mention your name because that's for people to research if they want to find you. But I recommend being as kind as you can if you haven't done this job before. But very uncool here.
Those people are standing up in their balcony watching me sitting in this water. That's pretty rude.
Okay,
A lot
so
of people have called in on you, so I don't think that nobody's just sitting there. They actually called in, but they're not going to get themselves in danger because you put yourself in danger.
okay, so now it's victim blaming. I have had people that are co-callers or people on the line with me that will do victim blaming to try and cover a call. But for the dispatcher call receiver person to do victim blaming here, completely inappropriate. That's why, again, I would not be surprised if this call, even though it was pulled for review and they were cleared, right? The agency cleared this call receiver of not, they apparently followed policy or whatever, right? So they didn't go outside of policy, so they didn't break policy according to the review. However, it doesn't mean that the family can't file civil charges, which means, again, the call can get pulled by an attorney. So be aware that when you take a job as a call receiver or as a dispatcher, either way, or both, in this case, you live your life in a glass cage at that point. Everything you say, everything you do, everybody can see it. You need to treat it like that. That every word has weight. Every word is, everything you say and do is seen. Because everything you do and say is subject to a subpoena or a review. It's a lot of stress for some people. And again, that's why, it's not necessarily for everybody. For me, when I would get a call review, because we would do this anyway, it would be like once a month we would get a call review. And, touch base, that type of thing. Doesn't happen often, but when call review would happen, it's like, okay, great call, or call could have been better, what have you. If a supervisor is trying to bring attention to something for you, it's a learning, growing opportunity. Because you can always do better. You can always do better. This is someone that gave up because they put in their resignation and they just gave up on doing what they're supposed to be doing here. It sounds like to me, anyway. And you can put your opinions down there.
I understand that, ma'am. I understand that. I'm just scared.
I know you're scared.
And the water's creeping up, and in a minute I won't be able to talk to you when my phone goes crazy.
They'll be there before that happens, so calm down.
Oh,
Yeah, that's not the way to calm anybody
sorry,
down.
Ma'am. What's your name?
Donna.
Donna, thank you for being here for me, Miss Donna.
You're welcome.
Okay, so that's where things. All right, so we had an earlier call that was just amazing, and that call receiver's name was also Donna. So if your name is Donna, it's no reflection on you because there are lots of amazing Donnas out there, and there's a lot of amazing Jennies out there. So, but this Donna, not so much.
I'm just scared and I don't know what to do. I can tell you when it rains again, I ain't never doing this.
That sounds like a good idea. Because, Fort Smith,
And I've
the
done
water
papers
is
for
just like
21,
it just
and I've
stays
done
on the
papers
street.
I've done papers for 21 years, and I've never had it like this.
Okay, so now she stepped on the person talking, which is not helpful.
Yeah, I think that's understandable, though. Hold on for me, okay? Fort Smith, please. This is Donna. How can I help you?
So this is a problem. If you are on a call, is you just heard her take a second call. That's not cool, man. That is not cool. And this person who's drowning is hearing you take that other call because you're still on your call.
For which address?
And so they are left to die. I mean, literally, this is what's happening right now. Their oxygen is running out. They've you can straight out hear that they're hypoxic right now because they're starting to, get to where they're fatiguing quite a bit. So, but you'd be fatigued too, being in the water, panicking, losing your air. But right now she's in breakdown and sobbing with resignation. And what she's also hearing is that the dispatcher's taking another call, brushing off the call she's currently on, which again, if you need to be on a call, tell your supervisor. If they need to bring another person in to help you, let them know. This is not the type of thing you can do for a living and not do the right thing. And this is not the right thing. If you are overwhelmed, call a supervisor. If you need to, see if they can bring somebody in. Just say, hey, there's an incident going on with drowning. I'm on a call, trying to get, I want this to not be UTL, which UTL is unable to locate. I want to locate this patient. Is there anybody that can, come in and take the radio or take calls for a minute? Or take this call. Can a supervisor take this call while I work radio? I mean, if they're primarily radio, they can get somebody to take the call. However, if they're the only person there, then they would want to call the supervisor, tell them what's happening. There are supervisors. There should be one on staff. But if they're not there, give them a call. Page them out.
Somebody put out a call for Barlink for Highway 58 and 8. Okay, then I can cancel it. They got the note. Barlink got the note. Thank you.
Oh my God, ma'am.
Yes.
My phone's gonna die.
No, it's not. Just hold on for me.
Okay, patient knows that the phone's going to die. She can see the indicator.
Ma'am, I can't. It's getting all the way up to my neck.
You can hold on. Just.
Okay, up to the neck means there's all of that time that she was berating the patient, right? This is going to haunt this call receiver. So on that part, I have empathy on this call. However, I have no sympathy for anyone but the patient right now. So empathy is different than sympathy.
Hold on.
Oh, don't hurry. I gotta pee so bad.
Yeah, I'm on the phone with the female now. She's freaking out, and she says the water's for her. She's in her paper out the area. 5801 Kincaid on the back side is all I got.
Okay, so the time to get out, just so you know, for water rescue information, the best time to get out of the car was when it was almost to the windows. Because if you still have the window not covered by water, you can break the window. When I talked about it earlier in this call about, keep them present and see if they could break the window, that would have been that right opportunity. Right now, the opportunity to get out is gone. The water's too high. Without extradition equipment, not going to happen.
Do you see the officer, ma'am?
No, I don't see nobody, ma'am.
She can't.
10-4. It's going to be a gray SUV.
Yeah, she can't see at all.
I got my lights on, but I don't see nobody.
Do you hear the fire trucks?
Rushing water, ma'am. I can't hear nothing.
Okay, well, don't cry, and then don't talk, and then let me know if you hear the fire department.
Don't cry, don't talk.
The fire trucks. Tell me if you hear the fire trucks.
Wow.
No, ma'am. All I can hear is rushing water. I see flashing headlights over there, but I think that's somebody's car. I hope they're not broke down, too.
Literally, 5801 Kincaid is what she said. No, she doesn't see her, and I don't hear the apparatuses either. Are you close to Oakbrook Apartments, ma'am?
Yes, I'm over here by these two sets of apartments. Yes, ma'am. At the end of the street. At the very end
But we
of the
don't know if
street,
it's
no,
Oakbrook.
or whatever it is.
Street in between those two apartments, yes.
Right
In the
behind
back.
those-
Okay,
right
hold
behind
on.
the
Listen to
apartments
me. I
on the
cannot
right
hear
hand-
you
on
in
the
the...
left-hand side,
Okay,
ma'am.
hold on for me. Hold on.
Dude, she's giving you
Sorry,
actual...
ma'am, sorry.
Okay, I'm pausing it again.
Ma'am, it's just getting
Great.
real-
She's giving you more information. All you do, just letting you know, this combative thing, inappropriate, right? All your job is, as an emergency dispatcher call receiver, is to get the information and get it out there. If they are giving you more information, good. If your call center lets you stay on an in-progress call, great. But if you're on an in-progress call and you are the call receiver dispatcher and you cannot get off that call, call in to your supervisor, get help, get backup. Things can change really fast, and people deserve to get care. And just because it's your last day and you're going to make it like the worst call you've ever had, this is all you're going to be remembered for. That's the sad part. So all of the good that this call receiver dispatcher did in their entire career is now gone because of this one call. So there's absolutely no goodwill left here.
My phone's gonna die. Ma'am.
Hold on for me. Do you see the fire department?
No, ma'am.
So we are 18 minutes. I paused again. We're 18 minutes into the call, which is completely ludicrous. When all the stuff that's happening 18 minutes in should have been with finding equipment and everything, would have been like at the latest 3 to 4 minutes. So now we're doing this at 18 minutes is trying to get equipment to where they are. I would have been calling in all kinds of statuses, like I said, just to see if anybody is available. And if somebody's at lunch, you can ask them, if they mind going active early. It's not something that's common, and it's not recommended, but it is possible. But you'd want a supervisor's approval for that, right? So that's why I reach out to a supervisor. Say, hey, this is a situation. What do you recommend? And none of that happened here.
Number 7.
At least not that I'm aware of.
Do you see her vehicle?
My lights are on inside if you can see my lights.
Okay, do you see how calm she is right
My
now?
interior lights are on.
So this is where she thinks help is happening, right? If we had gotten this part like 18 minutes ago, the patient probably would still be alive. If they had calmed them down so that they weren't panicking and wiggling the vehicle. Because when you're panicking, whether you know it or not, you're wiggling like freaking crazy trying to make sure you stay alive. So the calming part that she's at now, she could have been, again, 18 minutes ago and still had a lot of oxygen left and possibly not have been drifted out deeper. But the response would have been out there quicker anyway. But, it's all woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Are you on the park side? Are you in the parking lot side? Are you on the road?
And you go down that street that runs in between those two apartments right there.
It's at the end of the
And
street
I'm on
in
the-
the embankment.
And the street goes to the end, and my car veered off to the left, and I'm behind these last set of apartments on the left-hand side. I'm behind them. I guess it's a circle down there. I don't know. I've never driven down on this part. I don't know,
She
man.
said she's in
See, this could have happened
between both apartment complexes
like
on
almost
this
20 minutes
street
ago.
At the dead end.
In the very back side, there's a bunch of trees.
Right there.
The
She showed us
backside.
5801 at the end.
The back side of these apartments over here, where these people are at, they can all see me. They're all standing out there watching me.
Miss Debbie, you're going to have to shut up, okay?
Whoa!
Listen to me.
So this is the other thing. This is why I think this is going to go civil, or it should, actually, if I was the family. Hi, I'm retired. Come for me. No, I'm just teasing. Don't come for me, please. This is just my opinion. So my opinion, as somebody who had previously done this sort of thing for a living, my opinion is that if this had happened to my family, again, I'm not a lawyer, not an attorney, never had that training, not that person. But if I was a family member, I would be having this call pulled and I would have a civil suit. That's what I would do. Just me, because again, if this went through, the disciplinary review, which it did, and the department didn't find that the person did anything wrong, I, as a family member, would still take it to civil court. So if you are the family member and you took it to civil court, I would have done the same thing. If you didn't, I don't know what the time period is, but I would think about it because this is unacceptable completely.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you start your is your car still on there? Like, can you honk your horn?
My horn is dead.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't honk a horn if there's no air.
Okay, hold on for me.
Everything is dead.
Listen to me. Hold on. Who, fire? Are they really?
Okay, so she's laughing. Okay, it's another thing you don't do. Okay, whether it is that was a laugh of exasperation. She's exasperated, and not a good position to be in. Again, last day of working, not the best way to go out.
It's even higher. It's all the way past my doors.
Hold on for me. Don't hang up.
Okay, so that tone of voice, when she starts to get the call control, and we're like 18 minutes in when she started to use call control instead of being a bully. And so I'm going to share with you a little inside secret, and it is a technique you can learn. The tone of voice that she's using, which goes from low to higher, is a request for information, right? That is trainable. So when I go from higher to lower, that's a statement. If I go from lower to higher, I'm asking for information. If you notice, she was in a very confrontational tone up until about just a minute and a half ago. And now she's using control voice, like call control tones, when it could have been used in the beginning. She could have used her empathetic call control, which is what she's pulling out now as a technique. That should have been there in the beginning. We would have, she very likely would have lived, very possibly. In my opinion, again, I'm not EMS, I am not medical, and I am not an attorney. So,
Ma'am, please.
Hold on for me. Hold on. Ladder 2.
Oh my God.
okay. So, with that, I, instead of pause, I actually stopped it for a second. Let me go ahead and find it again. We were at 19, 20, something,
It's
I
all
think.
the way past my doors.
Hold on for me. Don't hang up.
Okay. I think we're right at the point. And we'll call that hand slip a Freudian slip, like as in, I don't really want to listen to this anymore, but I will. So.
And it's getting higher and higher.
Okay, so she's melting down. This patient is very likely going into shock right now, but we already know that this is dire. We have 2 minutes left in the call.
Number 7 is needing you in the area, 5801 Kincaid Avenue.
Oh, Lord, help me.
They're trying to come to you. The whole parking lot is flooded. They're trying to find you, okay? So hold on for me.
Oh, I'm at the very back of the...
Yeah, she's not in the parking lot anymore. They already told you several times that they're not inside the parking lot. They're in the back, and they've gone out of the parking lot. They've been pushed out.
I'm at the very back of the end of that road on 58th Street. That's what street that is. I didn't know, ma'am. Oh my God, my car's starting to move.
Okay, so she's actually getting pulled by floodwater. So the excitement that she has that the car is moving turns into terror. And we have 1 minute and 28 seconds left. Want to give you this warning. If you are a sensitive human being, I would stop listening right now and then, fast forward towards the end because we've got 1 minute, 28 seconds left in this person's call.
Oh man, my car's starting to move, please.
Okay, listen to me. I know. I'm trying to get you as help as I can, okay? Just hold on for me.
Okay, man, please.
I know you're scared. I know. Hold on for me because I've got to take other calls plus you and listen to all this stuff. So just hold on for me, okay?
Okay.
All right. So remember when I was saying with calling your supervisor to get more hands on deck? This is an AHOD. So we would have, if the supervisor was notified and there was this stuff going on, at least every place I have worked, it would go into AHOD, and anybody that was on call, because there are dispatchers and call receivers that they have, when you're on call, you're technically off, but you're subject to being called in, and that gets rotated through usually. And the supervisor keeps track of that stuff, and the people on call keep track of that stuff. So she had reached out to the supervisor. There might have been a different outcome. They might have gone AHOD, all hands on deck, and then she wouldn't be in the situation she's in. So, but you don't tell them that. You don't make them feel bad for calling you. That's your job. You're there to take their information and help. They're not inconveniencing you. But this is how this comes across, is that this person drowning in their car is inconvenient to this call receiver because it's their last day. Like I said, if you are on your last, if you do this for a living and you have put in your resignation and you have your last day, don't slip into last day syndrome. Don't get lazy. Step up your game. Make sure that, you get the right amount of rest the night before, eat a good dinner, drink your water, take your meds, drink your coffee if you need to, and be ready to hit the ground running because that's going to be your toughest day. So, speaking of toughest day, let's get this going for the last bit.
Hey, ma'am, okay. Dear Lord, please just get me out, dear Lord. Please help them find me, dear Lord, please. Dear Lord, please.
Station 1. Number 7 is wanting you to go ahead and clip up the boat and get it ready if they should need you. Okay, I know. Listen to me. They are in the area. They are trying to find you. They cannot find you right now. I'm trying to ping where you are, so do not hang up because this 911 call is helping me ping your location. So don't hang up on me. Okay, where are you moving to? Tell me where it's going. Okay, tell me where you are. Listen to me. Hold on. I'm on the phone with her right now. She is legit freaking out. She said the vehicle is now moving in the water, and she doesn't know which way it's going, so stand by.
Okay, so what we've done is we've listened to somebody drown to death. I warned you ahead of time, so don't tell me I didn't. That was when the car slipped into a deeper area. The remaining airspace went away. Her phone died. And she died. So this is very serious. If you consider doing call receiving or dispatching for a living or both, there's all kinds of different agencies everywhere. You don't matter. I'm telling you right now, okay? You as a call receiver and a dispatcher, you don't matter. What matters is the person on the phone with you, okay? You are not the important star in this show. Your patient is. This is a very hard listen for me. And it may be a hard listen to you. I have had so much happen that I can't talk about. A lot of this is familiar to me, but in a different situation that I can't talk about for NDA reasons. But yeah, calls can be handled quite a bit differently. This is a lot like, so here I can help you understand without telling you any information. So just say this water thing is a lot like if somebody calls you while they're inside a burning car. If they're calling you and they're inside a car that's on fire and they can't get out because it's too hot, it's the same type of call. So I'm telling you that same type of situation is just as dire. I mean, you think fire, oh my gosh, fire, that's going to be a bigger problem, right? It's the same. It's the same level of danger if you're trapped in floodwaters as if you're in a burning car. Different type of death, but it's still just as deadly. And with this, again, I know it got pulled for review. I know that the body that reviewed this said that she did not do anything outside of policy. But and again, in hindsight, this is definitely something that should never happen. 18 to 20 minute calls when you don't have somebody rolling should never happen. It's like, and again, if you need help, don't have pride. It's not about you. It's about your patients, about the people you're taking care of. Call the supervisor. Let them help you. Let them come in. If there's nobody else there, let them come in. Let the supervisor come in and give you a hand. If you're that short-staffed. But yeah, this is definitely 100% last day syndrome. Do not ever let this happen to you. There's going to be another really hard call we're going to listen to, which is the opposite end of the spectrum. So that's going to be the other one we're going to do this week, is a brand new call receiver who is only employed for 3 days. And then their just horrific call. And they were fired, obviously, because we're talking about a career of 3 days. Yeah. So we'll cover that too, but it'll be a much shorter call when it should have been a longer call. So bad things happen to good people. This is one of those times where, again, this person was just existing and doing their thing and in the dark. So I don't know if you guys know this, but when people are delivering newspapers, it's usually before daybreak and it's dark. So when they said what they did, it should just click, wow, okay, you were driving in the dark and you've probably been there a minute, right? It's like, well, yeah, that's understandable. It's really hard to see in the dark, right? To see water in the dark is hard. Or, when you think just the road is wet, you don't know. It's dark. Don't berate, don't down talk, don't be aggressive. You may be the only and last words that they hear. And with this person ending their career this way, they really ended their career this way. Because this complete and total overblown level of apathy is just unacceptable, in my opinion. My professional opinion. And yeah, good times. Thank you for listening, hanging out with me, and letting me go over this pieces. And if you made it through to the end and this didn't break your heart, please don't go in emergency dispatching. If you have no empathy, become a police officer, not a dispatcher call receiver. And that's no reflection on police. I'm just telling you it's a different type of mentality and behavior system. So if you don't have empathy, you're in the wrong field. Don't be a call receiver dispatcher. That's just not cool. You got to at least have empathy. Sympathy, bleh. People do all kinds of stupid stuff, right? You don't have to be sympathetic to it, but just understand and have some empathy as to what the situation actually is. So good times, man. Good times. All right. Well, please take care. Stay safe and don't be naughty. Until next time. Bye-bye.